Welcome to General Session of Franklin County Board of Commissioners for April 9th. For those of you calling in, remember to please, this is a public meeting, so it's being recorded, so if you could please ensure that your line is muted. We will begin this morning's meeting with the Pledge of Allegiance led by Commissioner Crowley. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right. So good morning. As we mentioned last week, April is National County Government Month. Each week during this month, we'll be sharing information about county government and how your county government is working to serve every resident every day. Last week, we learned about county government across the country, and today I'm glad to be able to share some information about our county that some of you may not know. Franklin County is the 30th largest county in America. Depending on how you count, it's Ohio's largest county with over 1.3 million residents. I don't think it depends on how you count. We're the largest county in the state. Not even any question about that. Franklin County was founded 221 years ago this month on April 30th. It's named after Benjamin Franklin. If you missed him on your way in the door, he's the large bronze gentleman out in the foyer. Originally, Franklin County extended all the way north to Lake Erie, but we decided to share. And today, our county encompasses 544 square miles, including more than 12,000 public roadways, and is governed by more than 50 independently elected officials and judges, 39 appointed boards, and 33 county agencies. Commissioners oversee an annual budget of more than $2 billion and have about 1,500 employees, all of whom are working daily to help keep Franklin County a great place to live, work, and raise a family. Keep an eye out through the month of April for more great information about County Government Month, and especially our annual State of the County report, which will be out on April 24th. In the meantime, we have several special guests with us this morning, beginning with Brenda Rivers. Ms. Rivers is the Chief Executive Officer of the Child Development Council of Franklin County and serves in the Franklin County Children's First Council on the Future Ready 5 committee. She also has served our community for over 30 years, and we are pleased to recognize her today. Ms. Rivers, we would like to hear a little bit about your career and your future plans, and then if you would please join us on the front of the dais for a ceremonial resolution so we could get some pictures with you.
Thank you very much. I don't feel like I need the microphone, but I'll use it anyway. I have some friends in the room, so that's kind of nice as well from Children's Services. I did prepare a few remarks because Robin Ross, your PIO, and Michaela Bivens, our PR manager, gave me very specific instructions. So I'm going to read from that. As you already stated, Commissioner O'Grady, I'm Brenda Rivers. I'm the CEO of the Child Development Council of Franklin County. Good morning, Commissioners, County Administrator Wilson, Deputy County Administrator, and members of the public. I'm very grateful for the recognition of my 30 years of service at CDCFC, and I really appreciate this resolution. It is truly an honor to be part of an organization that stands on the foundation of enriching the lives of children and families. And on a daily basis, our 400 staff accomplish this goal. Since our inception in 1985, we have served over 100,000 children in Franklin County by providing comprehensive services, offering early Head Start. We also operate programs through the State of Ohio Early Childhood Program and the City of Columbus Early Start Program. In the spring of 2023, 74% of our children who transitioned to kindergarten in the fall were considered ready for school by meeting or exceeding age-level expectations in our ongoing developmental assessments. This is primarily because we deliver comprehensive, or some other people like to call it holistic, services to children, which is the model of care that's been utilized by Head Start since 1965. In addition to education services, children receive health services. We also serve children with disabilities who have IEPs and IFSPs, mental health services, nutrition, social services, and parent engagement. All of these services combined help to reduce barriers to children's learning so they begin ready for kindergarten and life. I just want to give a couple of other examples of what happens, especially with health. This year, 51 children needed glasses, and this was discovered because of the screenings that we do. So you can imagine those children trying to enter kindergarten and they really can't see clearly. Also this year, we assisted 30 parents with obtaining employment. I appreciate our partnerships with numerous community agencies. We cannot do this work alone. And school districts, which includes Columbus City Schools, Dublin City Schools, Whitehall City Schools, Gahanna City Schools. And we also appreciate our partnership with the county commissioners. All of you have a deep understanding of the importance of early childhood education and the impact your decisions have on our community. Again, I thank you for this recognition on behalf of our agency and the children and families we serve. And I'd like to end my remarks with a quote from Frederick Douglass. "It is easier to build strong children than repair broken men." And this is what we strive to do on a daily basis. Thank you.
Commissioner. So, Ms. Rivers, you left the dais before I could say my words, but I'm going to speak my words because I know you have gifts for our commissioners and our county administrator. I apologize on behalf of Commissioner Crawley, who had to step out, but I'd be remiss if I did not acknowledge some of the things that you say. During a time when this particular industry needs so much stabilization from the perspective of workforce, because we need teachers and we need educators working with our youngest citizens in this community. We appreciate you at Franklin County for being an institutional force and investing 30 years of your life into this system. They don't build them like you anymore. And to make it more real for those who are in the audience and those who are watching, she said 74% of students who come through CDC are kindergarten ready. In this community right now, 76% of Black children are not ready for kindergarten. 82% of Hispanic children are not ready for kindergarten. We appreciate everything that you all do at CDC Head Start and all the secret sauce that you put into and love and wraparound services for not just the children, but the families. This is not daycare. This is not daycare. This is preparing our youngest citizens so they can thrive and not just survive in our community. So thank you for being a champion of kids, and thank you for being a legend in this community.
Thank you.
Ms. Rivers, we appreciate all that you do on behalf of the children and the residents of Franklin County, all that you do every day, and all that you've done over the years of your career and the time that you've put in on behalf of the residents. So we appreciate everything you've done. So we'd like to get a photo with you if we could.
She has gifts too that she's trying to get.
Well, we like that. We like that. Thank you.
I'm waiting for you to tell me what to do.
Right here. Please don't get my.
Right in the center. Thank you so much.
Oh, yeah.
One more, sorry. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Well, thank you, Ms. Rivers. And we also have with us today Chip Spinning with Franklin County Children's Services, and Tashia Safford with the Center for Healthy Families. April is Child Abuse Prevention Month, and Chip and Tashia are here to tell us a little bit about preventing child abuse and how we can all work to raise awareness. So welcome to both of you.
Good morning. I am a member of the Center for Healthy Families Black Girls and Young Women's Collective.
Good morning. I am here on behalf of the Central Franklin County Children's Services of Maleka and Youth Advisory Board Program.
And my name is Karis, and I'm a sophomore at Columbus State Community College.
My name is Yavian. I am a junior at Columbus State Community College.
Celebrated across the country in April, National Child Abuse Prevention Month is an annual observance to raise awareness about the critical issue of child abuse and neglect in our community and beyond. Child abuse and neglect, also known as child maltreatment, are actions or failures to act by caregivers that cause harm or put children at risk. This can include physical, emotional, or sexual abuse, as well as neglect, and can occur in a child's home, school, or groups they interact with. Did you know last year Franklin County witnessed nearly 28,000 reports and calls to the child abuse hotline, with over half relating to physical child abuse? When it comes to the topic of child abuse and neglect, it's also important to note that Black girls and young women are disproportionately impacted, with many cases going unaddressed or overlooked. In 2021 alone, Franklin County Children's Services received reports of more than 7,200 incidents of abuse and/or neglect concerning Black girls, further highlighting the urgent need for targeted support and intervention to protect vulnerable children in our community. We believe all Central Ohio community members have an active role to play in ensuring children lead positive, safe, and thriving lives, and that their families and caregivers have the information and support they need to create safe spaces for their children. So how can you and others in this room join us in this mission? On Wednesday, April 10th, we urge City Hall and other government buildings to illuminate your outdoor building lights blue in support of National Child Abuse Prevention Month. On Wednesday, April 10th, we also encourage all council members, county commissioners, city leaders, and everyone in our community to wear the color blue and post a selfie to social media. We ask that you please tag the Center for Healthy Families, and that's at Center for Healthy Families, and post using the hashtag OhioWearsBlue2024. The Center for Healthy Families has also distributed National Child Abuse Prevention Month signage to various city and county departments. If you have received a sign, we ask that you proudly display the signage on the City Hall lawn. Lastly, we invite everyone here to join Franklin County Children's Services on Wednesday, April 10th for their annual Child Abuse Prevention Breakfast featuring healthcare expert and advocate Dr. Amy Acton.
More than a color, this is a human issue that impacts innocent lives each day. This month is about intentional action and using our power, our voices, and our networks to advocate for those who can't advocate for themselves. Thank you for your time, and we look forward to serving alongside you all as we work to raise awareness about this important issue.
I'll keep it short because the kids are the best thing, since sliced bread. But we can't do this work alone. I really love this year's theme. It's building a hopeful future together. And just as Ms. Rivers said earlier, it's about collaboration, it's about community. We know that our kids thrive when they grow up in a community supported by the entire community. And so that's how we all come together and support each other. And we really appreciate your support, and wear blue tomorrow.
Good afternoon, Commissioners. Tashia Safford with the Center for Healthy Families. As my partner in good said, we cannot do this alone, but we want to make you aware that the awareness and the need for all parties in our community to be involved does not end at the close of April. We here stand before you advocating as allies, because when you support children and families, you can have a profound impact. So wear your blue not just in April, but throughout the year. Thank you. Oh, we have gifts.
Guys, thank you for being here. Come on up. Thank you guys for being here. No, that's okay. At our last meeting of the County Commissioners Association of Ohio, our Board of Directors meeting, we had county commissioners from all over the state. Thank you very much. We had county commissioners from all over the state. We had commissioners that were from large counties and small counties, from commissioners that were from both parties. And that we encouraged everybody to wear blue. And after the meeting was over, we got everybody together and we took pictures took a big photo with everybody, so that we could put it out across the state to all of our colleagues from across the state of Ohio. Because this is an issue that goes, across party lines. This is an issue that is important to in every county and every corner of the state, regardless of the size of your county. And so we made sure to put this out to everybody across the state. And everybody was there, and every single person in the room had on blue. So they all took it very seriously. Everybody took it very seriously. And so the association put the photo out to everybody all the way across the state of Ohio. And so we'll have on blue tomorrow. And we appreciate you guys being here today, and it's good that you had the kids come, because you're right. Always, whenever we do anything here, having the young people come and speak is always the most not only it's the loudest voice in the room. Even sometimes when, and you guys did a brilliant job, but even sometimes when we have kids that'll come here and they have a hard time speaking because they don't like to speak in front of the public, and or it's the first time they've ever done it before. You guys did a great job today, but it's always the most effective way is to have the young people speak. So great job today, guys.
Thank you.
Commissioner, just really
we
quick,
have-
for our young people, just really quick, to our 2 young people, if you could do us a favor, from your perspective, as we utilize our social media platforms, send us those hashtags that we should be utilizing to bring awareness. And I just think you 2 are 2 of the dopest that I have seen to bring awareness to this issue. So thank you for giving us that. This is more than a color issue, this is a human issue, and you're absolutely right.
Takes away from the boot. All right, now we'll get to our agenda. Thanks, everybody. All right, so let's start with domestic relations.
Resolution number 27724, resolution authorizing a contract with Ohio Guidestone for therapeutic supervised visitation in the amount of $23,000.
Good morning, Commissioners. Barb Reeves, Deputy Director. This resolution is requesting the approval of a one-year contract in the amount of $23,000 with the Ohio Guidestone to provide supervised visitation services for parents in our Family Recovery Court. Pending any questions, the court requests the approval of this resolution.
If there are no comments or questions, move for approval of Resolution 27724.
Second?
Moved and seconded, voting Commissioner Crawley.
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Resolution number 27724 has been adopted.
Thanks,
Thank
Barb.
you, Commissioners.
Thank you. County Auditor.
Resolution number 27824, resolution authorizing a consultant contract with Vision Government Solutions for appraisal analysis services in the amount of $74,900.
Good morning, Commissioner Carley, Commissioner O'Grady. I'm Michael Sanzano, your Franklin County Auditor. As this administration has done since taking office, both after the 17 mass reappraisal, the 2020 reappraisal update, and now the 2023 update, we are seeking the opportunity to essentially perform a performance audit. This would be an agreement with Vision Government Solutions for appraisal review services to conduct analysis of how we essentially did in the 2023 mass reappraisal. The objective of the projects determine the overall equity and consistency provided by the reappraisal, as well as providing various data integrity checks, which would include as part of the deliverables a comprehensive set of sale ratio studies to determine the appraisal level health and equity between like properties, a series of neighborhood summary maps, a report comparing the percentage change in values by neighborhood and district levels to confirm the results of the 2023 mass reappraisal, as well as analysis of the current market throughout Franklin County. Overall, the goal of the project is to ensure transparency and accuracy in the reappraisal process. Pending any questions, we would appreciate your approval of the resolution.
Thank you. If there are no comments or questions, move for approval of Resolution 278-24.
Second.
Moved and seconded, voting Commissioner Crawley.
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Resolution number 278-24 has been adopted.
Thank you. The county coroner.
Resolution number 279-24, resolution authorizing and executing the acceptance of a sub-grant award from Franklin County Public Health Center for Disease Control and Prevention Overdose Data to Action Grant and the execution of the data use agreement between Franklin County Public Health and Franklin County Coroner's Office in the amount of $200,000.
Good morning, Commissioners. Patrick McLean with Coroner Nate Overmeyer's office. Before I get to the resolution, I would be remiss if I didn't congratulate Commissioner O'Grady on his Athlete of the Week. It was quite an election for those who didn't follow it. I'm sure he can tell you about it, and it came down to the wire. But I can tell you that I know for a fact that there was support even from that state up north for your athletes. So I want you to know that it was a team effort.
Thank you. Thank you, Patrick.
So this resolution is presented to the Board of Commissioners for authorization to accept a sub-grant award of $200,000 from Franklin County Public Health's CDC Overdose to Action grant to support collaboration, expand the data analysis and investigative capacity for overdoses to aid in prevention strategies and outreach activities. Part of the project is continuing a framework to share data sets while applying appropriate data suppressing techniques for protected health information through a data use agreement. The agreement will allow for the exchange of information between Franklin County Public Health and the Franklin County Coroner's Office in order to advance the integration of public health and social determinants of health data in furtherance of building an opioid surveillance strategy and system. The award period is September 1st, 2023 to August 31st, 2024. The acceptance conditions include signatory authority being delegated to the county administrator to sign the grant and data use agreements. Franklin County Prosecuting Attorney has reviewed the agreements and found them to be acceptable as to form. Happy to take any questions and appreciate passage.
If there are no comments or questions, move for approval of Resolution 279-24.
Second.
Moved and seconded, voting Commissioner Crawley.
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Resolution number 279-24 has been adopted.
Thank you.
Thanks,
Thank
Patrick.
you.
To the engineer.
And we have a public hearing.
Oh, I'm sorry. We have a public hearing for the resolution 280-24. Can the clerk please read the public hearing?
Establishing, altering, and widening of Klaus Road, Township Road number 347, Plain Township, Franklin County, Ohio, viewed, engineered to file plans as necessary.
All right, I'd like to open the public hearing for the resolution. Is there anyone in the audience who would like to speak at the public hearing? Seeing none, I would like to close the public hearing and have the clerk read the public hearing into the
Resolution number 280-24, establishing, altering, and widening of Klaus Road, Township Road number 347, Plain Township, Franklin County, Ohio, viewed, engineered to file plans as necessary.
Good morning, Commissioners and County Administration. Terry Pritchard on behalf of Brad Foster. This resolution was heard and declared necessary on March 12th of 2024. And on April 2nd, the Board of Commissioners viewed said improvement project. This resolution authorizes the engineer to prepare plans as necessary for the construction of this project and represents the second step in this process. It is located in northeast Franklin County in Plain Township and will install 1,100 feet of new 42-inch storm sewer conduit and structures. Pending any questions, I would ask for your approval.
If there are no comments or questions, move for approval of Resolution 28024.
Second.
Moved and seconded voting, Commissioner Crawley.
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Resolution number 28024 has been adopted. Resolution number 28124, Johnson, Meermarin, and Thompson Incorporated, consulting engineers appointed to assist the Franklin County engineer by providing engineering design services for the Johnstown at 17th Avenue and I-670 East off-ramp improvement project, Mifflin Township, City of Columbus, Franklin County, Ohio, in the amount of $557,917.
Thank you, Commissioners. Our next resolution seeks approval of the contract with Johnson, Meermarin, and Thompson Consulting Engineers to provide preliminary and detailed engineering services for the Johnstown Road at 17th Avenue Improvement Project. They are a local engineering firm that was chosen by the engineer's qualification-based selection process. The project is located in Mifflin Township and funded by ODOT safety dollars in the amount of $2 million. And seeks to upgrade the existing stop-controlled intersection with a modern roundabout. Pending any questions, I ask for your approval.
If there are no comments or questions, move for approval of Resolution 28124.
Second.
Moved and seconded voting, Commissioner Crawley.
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Resolution number 28124 has been adopted. Resolution number 28224, Wolpert Incorporated, consulting engineers appointed to assist the Franklin County engineer by providing engineering design services for Ennis Road, County Road number 171, from Cleveland Avenue, County Road number 75, to Westerville Road, Clinton Township, and Mifflin Township, Franklin County, Ohio, in the amount of $194,091.
First, I'd like to apologize to Lauren because our titles are quite long and sometimes difficult to read. This resolution seeks approval of the contract with Wolpert Inc. to assist the engineer with detailed engineering design services for Ennis Road Improvement Project. They're a local engineering firm and was chosen by the engineer's qualifications-based selection process. This project is funded by ODOT safety dollars in the amount of $542,000 and fills in a sidewalk gap, installs a pedestrian crossing near the transit stop, and reduces the number of lanes along Ennis Road between Cleveland Avenue and Westerville Road. Pending any questions, I would ask your approval.
If there are no comments or questions, move for approval of Resolution 28224.
Second.
Moved and seconded voting, Commissioner Crawley.
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Resolution number 28224 has been adopted. Resolution number 28324, resolution awarding contract and approving contract bond to J&J Schlegel Incorporated for Alton and Darby Creek Road 1.88 over Clover Grove Ditch in the amount of $1,408,907.68.
Commissioners, this final resolution seeks to award the contract and approve the contract bond to J&J Schlegel for the Alton Darby Creek Road over Clover Grove Ditch. This improvement project replaces the existing structure and accommodate future pedestrian mobility improvements. J&J Schlegel was selected via the competitive bid process with a bid opening on March 12th. This is a locally funded project, and the engineer's EBE program has implemented a goal of 6%. K. Davis Inc. is the EBE subcontractor for this project. The utilization plan form submitted by J&J Schlegel anticipates the EBE goal percentage as being exceeded. Pending any questions, I ask your approval.
If there are no comments or questions, move for approval of Resolution 28324.
Second.
Moved and seconded voting, Commissioner Crawley.
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Resolution number 28324 has been adopted.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, to the Franklin County Data Center.
Resolution number 28424, resolution authorizing the procurement of Google Maps interface services in the amount of $2,400.
Good morning, Julie Lust with the Data Center. The Data Center is pleased to announce that location-based services will be added to the One Franklin County Web Presence project. This feature will allow residents to search for services based on their location or the location of their home or neighborhood. The functionality will also support location visualization and mapping, thus residents can quickly obtain directions to services within the One Franklin County website directly on their mobile devices. Pending any questions, we request your approval of this resolution.
If there are no comments or questions, move for approval of Resolution 28424.
Second.
Moved and seconded voting, Commissioner Crawley.
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Resolution number 284-24 has been adopted.
Thank you, Commissioners.
Thank you.
Julie. Office on Aging.
Resolution number 285-24, resolution authorizing supplemental appropriations in a contract with the Franklin County Probate Court for adult guardianship services in the amount of $472,500.
Good morning, Commissioners and County Administration. Larice Cohen's Chief Financial Officer. The Franklin County Job and Family Services entered a subaward agreement with the Franklin County Office on Aging on November 28, 2023, under approval of Resolution Number 093023 for the provision of adult protective services. The Franklin County Probate Court will appoint Franklin County Guardianship Service Board as a guardian of last resort for individuals deemed incompetent over the age of 60 who are referred by Franklin County Office on Aging Adult Protective Services. Services provided by the guardian will include overseeing the general health and welfare of the ward and ensuring that everyday needs like housing and medical care are met. The Franklin County Office on Aging wishes an authorization of supplemental appropriations and the approval of the contract in the amount of $472,500 with the Franklin County Probate Court to provide adult guardianship services for older adults in Franklin County for the time period of October 1st, 2023 through December 31st, 2024. This resolution also supports goal number 5 and 9 of the Franklin County Rise Together Blueprint. Pending any questions, we respectfully request your approval of this resolution.
Thank you for this resolution. I just have a question about, I guess, the relationship between the probate court and and aging, and just historically, on average, how many aging residents are you referring to for guardianship services?
Absolutely. Data from the last 5 years, this relationship started several years ago. We have data back to 2020. And so we've had around a total of over 150 referrals. Currently, our largest referrals were in 2022 and 2023. So far through 2024, we have 7. In 2023, we're 34. 2022 were 50, and 37 in 2021, and 35 in 2020. Our oldest case goes back to 2016. So this is kind of like an ongoing, once they get in guardianship, it stays in the system. So it's been ongoing since 2016.
Yeah, usually people stay in guardianship once it goes through the court until they pass away.
Yes.
But I guess also as you're making referrals, for guardianship, is there still like a case management process that takes place? Because there is, reality is there are guardians, and sometimes we don't have enough guardians, right? But they just have to check the box.
That's correct.
And people are still living or in, conditions that are not optimal. They have a lack of family support sometimes, and even sometimes when there is family support, there's issues between the guardian and family if it's not someone through the family. So just wondering if you could just talk about the case management that will continue with those our residents who are referred for guardianship.
Sure. I'm going to call our Assistant Director, Caroline Rankin, to the podium if you are okay with this.
Yeah.
And she will speak more directly
Absolutely.
about this. She is the Assistant Director over Support Services.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Good morning, Commissioners, County Administration. Caroline Rankin, Assistant Director at the Office on Aging. Currently, Adult Protective Services, when we get those cases, they are at the most risk. They have not had family who have been taking care of them. They have no one, and they come in at great risk. When they get a guardian through a Guardianship Services Board, it is at the guardian at last resort. And when they get that guardian, they are able to stabilize them. So we are seeing then the success of those adults getting the services, getting the help, and being able to live longer. And as Assistant Director Cohen shared, Our oldest case does go back to 2016 for guardianship. And so currently, we have 80 individuals that we have referred since 2016 that are currently receiving guardianship services. They receive ongoing case management. These case managers are making their medical decisions, making all the decisions for those adults to ensure that they can safely in the community and live and live successfully as best they can. But they have been deemed by the court to not have capacity, so these case managers make all of those decisions for them.
Right, and in partnership with the guardian.
Correct.
Okay, thank you.
Correct. Thank you.
If there are no additional comments or questions, move for approval of Resolution 285-24.
Second.
Moved and seconded, voting Commissioner Crawley.
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Resolution number 285-24 has been adopted.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, to animal control.
Resolution number 286-24, resolution authorizing the acceptance of a gift from Brittany J. Campbell in the amount of $10,000.
Good morning, Commissioners and County Administration. Lionel Hamilton, Fiscal Officer for Animal Care and Control. This resolution seeks authorization to accept the gift from Brittany J. Campbell in the amount of $10,000. Pending any questions, we request your approval of this resolution.
If there are no comments or questions, move for approval of Resolution 286-24.
Second.
Moved and seconded, voting Commissioner Crawley.
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Resolution number 286-24 has been adopted.
The Office of Thank you. The Office of Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion.
Resolution number 287-24, resolution approving a contract agreement with Columbus Council on World Affairs for cultural fluency training in the amount of $57,000.
Good morning, Commissioners and County Administration. Perla Martinez, she, her pronouns, DEI Administrator for the Office of Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion. Commissioners, in July 2021, a cultural climate audit was performed, and the results were used to identify employee readiness and perception levels in the areas of cultural competence, structural accountability, and an inclusive culture. Based on employee responses, it was determined that the Franklin County employees believe that diversity, equity, and inclusion training is an important initiative to drive cultural competency in the workplace. This is why we partner with the Columbus Council on World Affairs, which is a nonpartisan, nonprofit organization founded in 1975 by 12 forward-thinking individuals representing a cross-section of our community, business, academic, and civic, whose mission is to increase global competency and understanding while embracing the rich abundance of people, cultures, languages, and perspectives. This resolution is a contract agreement with the Columbus Council on World Affairs to provide a two-phase cultural fluency training that will assist our employees with engaging and collaborating with individuals from varying cultural backgrounds to create a workforce that is representative of the community that we serve. Patrick Terrain, Executive President, and CEO, and Hannah Meyer, Vice President, are here in case you have any comments or questions. And if not, we would respectfully request your approval of this resolution.
If there are no comments or questions, move for approval of Resolution 287-24.
Second.
Moved and seconded, voting Commissioner Crawley.
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Resolution number 287-24 has been adopted. Resolution number 288-24, resolution approving a contract agreement with Dr. Leonard Taylor for diversity, equity, and inclusion training in the amount of $26,750.
Commissioners, our second resolution is with Dr. Leo Taylor, which will provide a three-phase training: pronouns and inclusive language, identities and intersectionality, and microaggressions. Dr. Taylor's lived experience as a queer, disabled, neurodivergent trans man inspires his conviction that modeling vulnerability and embodying joyful authenticity is an effective way to help others feel personally connected to social justice and work. He currently serves as a DI educator and consultant for the Ohio State University Wexner Medical Center and the broader Ohio community. Commissioners, we understand that diversity, equity, and inclusion training will help employees learn about effective communication methods to employ with one's diverse workforce and how to create a highly inclusive workplace where everyone, regardless of race, gender, gender identity, sexual orientation, or other background or trade, is always seen and heard by their peers and leaders. It is our goal that this training will help to build trust and teamwork among co-workers and demonstrates that the Franklin County Board of Commissioners is committed to embracing different perspectives, equitable treatment, and creating an inclusive work environment. Dr. Leo Taylor is here with us in case there are any comments or questions, and if not, we respectfully request your approval of this resolution.
If If there are no comments or questions, move for approval.
Commissioner Crowley.
Excuse me. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Administrator Wilson.
Kenneth Wilson, County Administrator. Perla, I just would like to, again, commend your office for the work you do every day. It is, this work will not only impact us today, but it will impact the future of Franklin County and its residents. And most importantly, your purpose is to, first of all, look out for our employees, the members of Team Franklin County. So, you know, your office, led by our Chief Economic Equity and Inclusion Officer, D'Amica Weathers, your work is to be commended because I believe that we are blessed to have the best team as far as the promotion of inclusion and belonging. You all are always looking to innovate and advance. Really what we're talking about here is this is every person, every day training. It's about if we're going to be able to serve every resident every day, that's the kind of training that you all are promoting in a very innovative fashion. So I know I say it often, but I can't say it often enough that I feel like as county administrator, I'm blessed to have a great DEI, inclusive accessibility. You guys get it all. You get accessibility, you get belonging, you get inclusion. So don't lose the faith, despite what we read in the headlines. Keep doing what you're doing. This Board of Commissioners and County Administration stands with you. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
So did we move in second?
Yeah. I could do it again.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
go ahead,
Because
please.
I had to cough. All right. If there are no comments or additional comments or questions, move for approval of Resolution 288-24.
Second.
Moved and seconded voting. Commissioner Crawley.
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Resolution number 288-24 has been adopted.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Economic Development and Planning.
Resolution number 289-24. Review a petition to annex 1.94 more or less acres from Madison Township to the City of Groveport, case number ANX-06-24.
Good morning, Commissioners. Emmanuel Torres, Assistant Director of Economic Development and Planning. And this first resolution I'm presenting to you is to consider an expedited Type 2 annexation petition. The area to be annexed from Madison Township to the City of Groveport includes address 5600 Groveport Road, parcel ID number 180-000921. The petition meets all statutory requirements outlined in section 709.021 of the Ohio Revised Code. And pending any questions, I respectfully request your approval of this resolution.
If there are no comments or questions, move for approval of Resolution 289-24.
Second.
Moved and seconded voting. Commissioner Crawley.
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Resolution number 289-24 has been adopted. Resolution number 290-24. Resolution to adjust the boundaries of Montgomery Township, thereby making them conform to the boundaries of the City of Columbus, case number ANX-07-24.
Commissioners, this next resolution is to consider a petition to adjust the boundary lines between Montgomery Township and Plain Township to make the boundary of Montgomery Township conform to the boundaries of the City of Columbus. The area to be adjusted includes land annexed to the City of Columbus on November 20th, 2023 as an expedited Type 1 annexation. The area to be conformed consists of approximately 77.2 acres. The petition has been filed in accordance with and meets all statutory requirements of Section 503.07 of the Ohio Revised Code. And pending any questions, I respectfully request your approval of this resolution.
If there are no comments or questions, move for approval of Resolution 290-24.
Second.
Moved and seconded voting. Commissioner Crawley.
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Resolution number 290-24 has been adopted.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, to Job and Family Services.
Resolution number 291-24. Resolution approving 3 contract extensions for on-site case management services between the Franklin County Department of Job and Family Services and Mount Carmel East Hospital, Mount Carmel St. Anne's Hospital, and Mount Carmel Grove City Hospital in the amount of $323,708.25.
Good morning, Commissioners. Carmen Barnes, Assistant Director, Job and Family Services. Per the terms of this contract, one of our case managers will be stationed full-time at each Mount Carmel Hospital location to provide timely assistance in determining patient eligibility, primarily for Medicaid, but also for other agency programs. Mount Carmel will reimburse JFS for the actual monthly cost of each case manager and up to 10% of the monthly cost to cover the assigned supervisors and clerical specialists to support those case managers. The total reimbursement amount for all 3 hospitals for this 12-month extension is not to exceed $323,708. Pending any questions, I ask for your approval of this resolution.
We have a speaker slip for this resolution.
Yes, Ms. Gemma Dollop, could you please approach the podium? You'll have 3 minutes to speak. I'll give you a 1-minute warning.
Well, good morning, Commissioners and County Administrators. My name is Sister Gemma Dahl. I'm a Dominican Sister of Peace and a member of the BREAD organization. And we're here to celebrate. As you know, we are most concerned about families making less than $30,000 per year. We want to applaud the County Commissioners for the conveyance fee increase that has helped 2,000 families in this income range. This was 7 years ahead of schedule. So thank you. With this progress, you are literally saving people's lives and giving families stability. We announced this at our Nehemiah Action last year and wanted to celebrate you publicly. Another accomplishment that we would like to recognize today is your allocation for housing of $8 million of the rescue plan money. Thank you. This is another key way to help families in our community. And as a Catholic and a faith-based person belonging to BREAD, and as a pediatric nurse practitioner, my experience has shown that good housing, secure housing, makes for safer neighborhoods. It helps children to grow up healthy, and it improves school performance. So in so many ways, housing helps our neighborhoods. Families who have housing are secure and prosper. We urge you to dedicate more of the remaining rescue plan money towards affordable housing.
1 minute.
This year, you are again invited to our Nehemiah Action. We sent those invitations in December. The Nehemiah Action will take place on Tuesday, May 21st at 7 p.m. Mark your calendars. We would welcome you. This will be held at the Celeste Center on the Ohio State Fairgrounds. We want to publicly celebrate the Franklin County Board of Commissioners for what you've done with the conveyance fee at this event. When officials follow through with their commitments, we celebrate you at the Nehemiah Action. We also ask you to make a commitment towards allocating more rescue plan dollars. Can we count on you to be there? Thank you.
Thank you. If I may, Commissioners, thank you for your advocacy, your continued advocacy, and thank you, Carmen, for bringing this resolution. We know that the supportive services that we can provide on site just makes it easier for our residents who are going to the healthcare system but need other services, and so definitely support this. But to your comments about housing, let me just be clear for our viewing public, there's not a day that goes by that I'm not talking about housing. I want to say that, and Administrator Wilson can chime in, and as well as Zach. So outside of our conveyance fee, which we use for affordable housing, and in addition to the $8 million, we have allocated more resources, whether it's American Rescue Plan dollars as well as general fund dollars to affordable housing at every income level, just because the need here in Franklin County is so great that affordable housing is needed for those who are making less than $30,000 all the way up. I mean, we're talking about teachers, firefighters. So if you're at 20 and 30% AMI, average median income, all the way up to 80 and 100%. Franklin County is looking, and I say commissioners and administration, is looking at innovative solutions all across the country to tackle this in many different ways. We had a public-private partnership that we entered into last year that's with a number of units in the affordable housing space. We are continue to allocate resources through our Magnet Fund for affordable housing, and not just affordable housing, but also supporting those projects that have permanent supportive housing, that have wraparound services that provide childcare, that provide workforce training, that provide Wi-Fi and access to the internet, because that's just like a regular utility. So I want everyone, because it's not always known what we do every day, which is why you have the administrator and myself out in the community educating, doing coffees and convo with Crowley, talking about all the things that the commissioners do, because we want you to be informed. So we have allocated more resources than was just stated for those who are in the deep unaffordable income levels, but we support all income levels. So thank you.
We appreciate you coming today. Thank you. Housing is, the most important issue that we deal with across the board, and we deal with important issues on a daily basis. And housing is something that we've all been talking about since I became a commissioner in 2016, or I'm sorry, 2009. And it's an issue that we talk to our colleagues across the state and across the country about. It is an issue that we partner with our friends in city government, state government, and we in federal government. It's an issue that we are working on a daily basis. It is an issue that we partner with our friends in the private sector on. It is an issue that we spend millions of dollars in resources on, and it is something that we work on day in and day out. And there hasn't been a day that's gone by since I've been a county commissioner for the last 16 plus years that we haven't worked on this issue. So it is issue number one for us. And it is an issue that goes hand in glove with every other issue that we work on. It is at the root of everything that we do. And so, it is not something that we have to put at the top of the list. It is literally at the top of the list of things that we work on every single day. And I know that both of my colleagues have worked on it every day since they've become a county commissioner as well. And so it is, and when I meet with my colleagues in every county in Ohio, and I meet with my colleagues across the country, it is something that they all work on as well. Housing is not a large county issue or a small county issue. It's not a red issue or a blue issue. Housing is the number one issue. Everybody has a different approach to it. Some people have, I think, better approaches than others. Some people really get it, and some people just don't. But it is something that we work on day in and day out. So we really appreciate you being here. We appreciate you coming, and thank you for celebrating us. Thank you for raising the issue. Thank you for Bread putting this issue at the top of their agenda. But it is certainly something that we have been working on, and know and understand that it is not something that we will stop working on. For as long as I've been here, and for as long as I have the honor of continuing to be here, it will be at the top of our agenda.
I would just say before you go, Administrator Wilson, to Commissioner O'Grady's just leadership through LUC, through NACO, our National Association of Counties, and the large Urban County Caucus, as he led LUC and had focused, at least since I've been a commissioner, which is it'll be 3 years in July, even when he focused on infant mortality, talking about we couldn't talk about infant mortality if we weren't talking about housing, if we weren't talking about housing as being a social determinant of health and how that in fact affects pregnancy. So just always want to just thank Commissioner O'Grady for his leadership through the National Association of Counties, which there are more than 3,000 counties, but leading the large Urban County Caucus and really tackling this from different perspectives and different issues, but understanding housing is the foundation. I just want to say thank you for your leadership, as always.
And indeed, we are really grateful for your efforts.
Kenneth Wilson, County Administrator. Thank you, Commissioner Crowley, Commissioner O'Grady. Under the leadership of this board, last year alone, with the realization every day under your guidance that housing is health. Without housing, you can't have health. Without housing, it can't go along with this county's workforce development focus. We are as focused on workforce development as we are housing. I talk to this Board of Commissioners all the time, and they say housing and workforce development are 1A and 1B. And they can change either day, but we're focused on those things in dealing with the immediate issues in our community. Just last year alone, you all dispersed over $38 million in direct rental and utility assistance payments, and was awarded in total nearly $51 million in new and reallocated rental assistance dollars. So we have been taking advantage of everything we can in the community. And last year, we committed to the development of 572 affordable housing units through the county's Magnet Fund, which we are going to work to make that fund stronger, make that fund more innovative in how we use it. And that doesn't mean that we don't look at opportunities outside the Magnet Fund, and we have, as Commissioner Crowley spoke of. This board is looking at every opportunity to create additional affordable, and not just affordable, ma'am, but sustainable houses, because to have a home is not enough. We need to give people the tools to stay in a home.
Right.
And to be able to build community, and to be able to educate their children in a safe and secure environment. So we hear you, we have heard you, and it is a process. It is a marathon, not a sprint in this community, but we're gonna keep grinding away at it. And every day we're trying to get it right by doing more in the housing, affordable housing area. So I appreciate your advocacy, because your advocacy does help us produce results. Thank you, Commissioner Crowley. Thank you, Commissioner O'Grady.
Commissioner Boyce has his hand raised. Commissioner Boyce, would you like to speak?
Yeah, thank you so much. And I really want to just echo my colleagues' comments. I'm so disappointed that I can't be here today. I had a family emergency, but I did want to say I had the fortune of chairing the Affordable Housing Task Force for NACO over the last year. And it should be noted that counties traditionally don't engage in affordable housing historically, because counties don't traditionally control land use like municipalities do and cities do. We don't do a lot of zoning for land use, and so it's not very traditional. So through Administrator Wilson's comments and Commissioner O'Grady's comments, Commissioner Crowley's comments, it really is unique to see a county, and somewhat of a nuance even for Franklin County, to spend that type of investment in housing. And I think it's one of those fundamental value sets that have come over the last few years that have shifted, and you're starting to see that on a national basis, where counties are exploring creative ways that we can use our resources to enhance the human service value set that counties generally do play. So I just wanted to say that because it really is not usual, and it's our capabilities, while somewhat limited because of we don't control land use generally in municipalities where most of the land exists in the county. But we're thinking very creatively and committed to that. I know I've got two really good colleagues that think in big ways like that too. So I just wanted to add that. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner. And I didn't know if you had something. You're looking like you're getting ready to say something, but to Commissioner Boyce's point, in serving on the task force as well, like NACO is our national association, where we're advocating to the federal level for more resources, and then coming up with things that recommendations that we can implement at the county level, but working with partners all across the nation who have this as a priority. So you have commissioners here, like I said, these two who are leading at the national level in this space. So we'll keep working away. Thank you. If there are no additional comments or questions, move for approval of Resolution 291-24.
Second.
Moved and seconded, voting Commissioner Crawley.
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Resolution number 291-24 has been adopted. Resolution number 292-24, resolution approving a contract amendment with Advocacy and Communication Solutions, LLC, for consultation services to develop an early learning childhood strategy and provide planning support for redeveloping the former Franklin County Correction Center site to serve as a high-quality early learning center, an increase of $237,999 for a revised total of $309,999.
We recognize access to affordable, high-quality childcare is a barrier for so many Franklin County families, including many county employees. That's why through this contract, we will continue exploring the feasibility of redeveloping the former Franklin County Corrections Center site to serve as an early learning center. The center is just part of the broader ambitious strategy to reimagine childcare across Franklin County. And with this amendment, Advocacy Communication Solutions will continue to assist in project management and consultation for both initiatives. Through the last contract period, ACS completed the initial phases of the project. Under this amendment, ACS will launch phase 3 of the project, which includes implementing an early learning readiness assessment to determine the regional early learning landscape, convening county and local stakeholders in discussions to create a new early learning framework that supports Franklin County families, and continuing to work with the county commissioners and county administration on the strategy that will transform the former Corrections Center to new constructions. Pending any questions, I ask for your approval of this resolution.
Joy Bivens, Deputy County Administrator of Health and Human Services. I want to publicly thank you all for being visionaries and wanting to even think about tearing down a jail. And I can look in this room right now and pick out who is predominantly touched by a jail. They're predominantly Black and they're male. But saying we're not just going to tear the jail down, we're going to build an education institute so that folks can have a better future in not only just an early learning center, but a state-of-the-art early center looking at these strategies to address some of the systemic barriers that have prevented young folks from being left behind. So I don't know where this has been done in other parts of the country, but this is a dope idea, and I'm going to use the word dope in a good way, because if we can look at preventive analytic data and say how many beds we need in a jail, certainly we can look at these types of opportunities in order to change the trajectory of folks in our community. So thank you.
Absolutely. If I may say thank you, Carmen, for bringing this resolution. Really excited. I have yet for somebody to tell me that another county has done this, like literally tore down a jail to build a learning lab for children. Our early learning administrator and I will be traveling to Montgomery County, and somewhere in Maryland they have renovated a jail, but I am pretty sure this is the only county in the country that has and is doing something like this. And as we continue to build on the new jail on the Jack, we know that this will be a longitudinal study. We can show that for this child care center, 404 slots that will be available, like what that means for the Jack, right? And diverting our most precious residents, which is our kiddos, away from the JAC. So happy to support this resolution.
Well, this was a lot of pieces that had to fall in place. We had to have a need for a new facility, to start with. And when we did, we had to have a lot of people thinking about what that facility should look like out on, at the JAC, and a lot of people put a lot of time and effort and energy into thinking what that should look like. Then when we did, we realized we had terrible old facility that needed to come down. And we had a lot of people thinking about what that space should be. And the idea that we had people like Commissioner Crowley and others who thought about, reimagining what that space could be and what good we could do with that space then. And so, over the years, there have just been a lot of really good people in this complex and in this space thinking about the residents of this community and what was needed and what we could do and what, the future could hold if we really thought about what was needed and what was necessary. And so it started, years ago with Jim Carnes wanting a new correction center. And over the years, it's just evolved into, just some tremendous things that are happening. And now ending up with people like Commissioner Crowley always thinking about the kiddos, always thinking about, what could be in this community and how we could, avoid, people like you thinking about how we can avoid putting the future of young men in this community in the same space that they've always been, and in the same frame of mind, and always thinking about the families in this community and, trying to better families in this community. Sometimes, this guy talks about, the vision of the commissioners. Well, the vision of this commissioner a lot of times is just a lot of times is just molded by the people around him. So, this, I come up with a lot of good ideas, but a lot of times, good ideas are just put in front of me, and so Team Franklin County, I started talking about Team Franklin County a long time ago, and this guy jumped on that term. And Team Franklin County, we talk about it a lot, but it's real. Team Franklin County is very, very, very real, and there's a lot of them sitting out in this. I see a lot of faces that are Team Franklin County.
Yeah.
And this, big, daycare facility or whatever, the things that we talk about all the time, it's real, and it gets created by a lot of people with a lot of really great ideas and a lot of really, great things that come up, from a lot of people sitting around coming up with some really cool thoughts and ideas and and a lot. Yeah, Joy likes that.
Yeah, look down to that end of the
Yeah, two people sitting at the far end of this dais, they can do a lot of great things.
Yeah.
When the guy sitting at this end of the dais opens up the checkbook. But, people like Commissioner Crowley who are always thinking about, the kiddos in this community in the future. So, some of us just get to be along for the ride sometimes. So, anyway.
This is why I say I have a great gig, because I get to work with, like, the child care center was already in the master plan when I got here. Me and Team Franklin County just work with ACS to see that vision come to light, but it's also what people said they wanted in the blueprint. But I get to work with two guys who get it, and it's like, of course, why wouldn't we do that? Why wouldn't we break a preschool to prison pipeline and have a visual for that? So, thank you, Commissioner O'Grady and Commissioner Boyce, if he's still on, and administration for, seeing this through.
Commissioner Boyce?
Yeah, I just wanted to add too, this is really an important moment, and I just want to echo what Commissioner O'Grady said about really when Commissioner Crawley came in, what she's been able to really add to the conversation. We kind of lovingly, jokingly, we all have taken the word kiddos because that's kind of her word, but it's a very serious reference, I think, in this commission. And I just, to be honest with you, I can't think of a meeting that we've ever had where Commissioner Crawley didn't mention the word kiddos in some way, shape, or form. And that's, and I, you know, uniquely, there are three commissioners, and I think we kind of all have areas that we kind of zero in on. But this has been an area that, Commissioner Crawley, I just think we're at an advanced stage with your leadership, and I just wanted to recognize that and thank you for your
I don't think I
leadership
ever
here,
used
too.
the word, I don't think I ever used the word kiddos before.
You just used it a few minutes ago.
I know, I don't think I ever did before July, what was it, 2022?
Yeah, that's
And
why
now
I say this Commissioner
and
Crawley
now
part.
I-
Every
you know,
time
I
she
can't
says
get
it,
away
I
from the
chuckle a
word
little bit
kiddos.
because I just love the word. I don't know why. Yeah.
Yeah, no, thank you guys. It's an honor being here doing this work with you too. Yeah. All right. Well, if there's no additional comments or questions, move for approval of Resolution 292-24.
Second.
Moved and seconded voting, Commissioner Crawley.
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Resolution number 292-24 has been adopted. Resolution number 293-24, resolution approving a subaward agreement with the Columbus Urban League for the Reentry Hub Program in the amount of $200,000.
This workforce program is designed with the goal of successful reentry following incarceration. The Reentry Hub takes a unique approach by incorporating 4 weeks of cognitive behavioral training, a form of treatment that has been demonstrated to be effective serving a range of issues, and 6 weeks of job readiness instruction and subsidized employment opportunities with area employers. Over the last program year, 63 residents completed the program, and of those that were placed in employment, they earned wages averaging $18.40 per hour. Through this agreement with the Urban League, they will continue to provide hub training, job placement assistance, and follow-up services for a minimum of 50 justice-involved residents. This resolution aligns with goal number 4 of the Rise Together Blueprint, and pending any questions, I ask for your approval of this resolution.
If there are no comments or questions, move for approval of Resolution 293-24.
Second.
Moved and seconded voting, Commissioner Crawley.
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Resolution number 293-24 has been adopted.
Thank you. All right.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Justice policy and programs.
Resolution number 294-24, resolution authorizing a modification to a memorandum of understanding with Columbus Public Health for support of justice programs, including issuance of vital records in the amount of $25,000.
Good morning, Commissioners and County Administration. Melissa Pearson with Franklin County Office of Justice Policy and Programs. Commissioners, as you know, individuals visiting our office, the Rapid Resource Center, and the Safer Stations program often are in need of vital identification documents like their birth certificate, social security cards, and state IDs to support their successful reentry. During calendar year 2023, our office was able to provide assistance to more than 750 justice-involved residents seeking identification support. This resolution seeks approval of a modification to an MOU with Columbus Public Health to support an increase in the amount of $25,000 to the existing agreement for a revised new total of $45,000. This resolution supports Goal 9 of the Rise Together Blueprint for reducing poverty. Pending any questions, I would ask for your approval.
If there are no comments or questions, move for approval of Resolution 294-24.
Second.
Moved and seconded voting, Commissioner Crawley.
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Resolution number 294-24 has been adopted.
Thank you, Melissa. Purchasing Department.
Resolution number 295-24, resolution approving purchases for various Franklin County agencies in the amount of $1,078,633.91.
Good morning, Commissioners. Tracy Matthew, Assistant Director of Purchasing, and joining me is Tamika Bumper, Economic Equity Administrator for the Office of Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion. Commissioners, this resolution requests your approval of 74 purchase orders for which the County Auditor has pre-certified available funding. Tamika has prepared the supplier diversity data to share with you today. Good morning, Tamika.
Good morning. 8 of the purchase orders being presented today are being awarded to small emerging businesses totaling $297,770.43. 1% is being awarded to minority-owned businesses, another 1% to small businesses, and 7% to women-owned businesses. Once these are approved, 5 agencies have provided equitable and inclusive opportunities to small businesses this week. These agencies include Child Support Enforcement, Domestic Relations and Juvenile Court, Emergency Management, Job and Family Services, and Purchasing. Pending any questions, we request your approval of this resolution.
If there are no comments or questions, move for approval of Resolution 295-24.
Second.
Moved and seconded, voting Commissioner Crawley.
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Resolution number 295-24 has been adopted.
Thank you.
Thank you.
The Board of Commissioners.
Resolution number 296-24. Resolution appointing Tony Bell to the Franklin County Alcohol, Drug, and Mental Health Services Board. Morning, Commissioners. Lauren Gressel, Assistant Director of Community Appointments. This is an appointment for 4 years, and pending any questions, we'll ask for your approval.
If there are no comments or questions, move for approval of Resolution 296-24.
Second.
Moved and seconded, voting Commissioner Crawley.
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Resolution number 296-24 has been adopted. Resolution number 297-24. Resolution appointing Agata Brenneman to the Ohio Children's Trust Fund, Central Ohio Regional Prevention Council. This is an appointment for 2 years, and pending any questions, we'll ask for your approval.
If there are no comments or questions, move for approval of Resolution 297-24.
Second.
Moved and seconded, voting Commissioner Crawley.
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Resolution number 297-24 has been adopted. Resolution number 298-24. Resolution appointing Lois Carson to the Franklin County Designated Tax Incentive Review Councils and Community Reinvestment Authorities. This is an appointment for 3 years, and pending any questions, we'll ask for your approval.
If there are no comments or questions, move for approval of Resolution 298-24.
Second.
Moved and seconded, voting Commissioner Crawley.
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Resolution number 298-24 has been adopted. Resolution number 299-24. Resolution appointing Tanisha Hartgrove to the Columbus Franklin County Finance Authority Board. Commissioners, this is an appointment beginning May 1st and ending April 30th of 2028, and pending any questions, we'll ask for your approval.
If there are no comments or questions, move for approval of Resolution 299-24.
Second.
Moved and seconded, voting Commissioner Crawley.
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Resolution number 299-24 has been adopted.
Are there any journalizations to?
No, they're not. So we can move on to Resolution 300-24, resolution of the Franklin County Board of Commissioners to convene into executive session for the purpose of considering personnel matters and to confer with the Franklin County Prosecutor's Office concerning pending or imminent litigation.
Move to convene into executive session to consider the appointment, employment, dismissal, discipline, promotion, demotion, or compensation of a public employee or official, and to confer with an attorney for the public body concerning disputes involving the public body that are subject of pending or imminent court action.
Second.
Moved and seconded, voting Commissioner Crawley.
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Thank you. We are now in executive session.